New Year's planning. I needed it so much. A break. The last few months has been very intense and I'm glad I had time to recover. Not as much as I needed it though. With a book in my hand and wood cracking in the stove, I look back on the past year. But mostly, I prepare myself for the one that has just begun. This is going to sound like a cliche, but 2022 was a very special year. It was the year my family made their wishes come true. A year when we got the things we wanted. It took a lot of work and effort, but we each accomplished something and moved forward. And that's what is most important. For me, the biggest achievement was my book, obviously. Was it my wish or was it fate? Everything moved so naturally, as if it was meant to be. This makes me think, what has fate prepared for me this year? And anyway, do I leave it to fate or do I take it into my own hands? So I would rather put it like this. What I'm going to get for myself this year. I'm not exactly a person who sits back and waits for things to happen on their own. They don't. We have to make them happen. And so I start the new year with so-called resolutions, which I prefer to call planning. Every year I write down my New Year's planning. It's a great exercise in appreciating the things that happened in the previous year, finding things that could be improved, and at the same time focusing on what I want to achieve in the year ahead. How else the goal can be achieved than without effective planning? So here is an inspiration. First category is a sport. There is always a sport challenge on my list. Last year I did ultra trail in Madeira, 42 kilometers. This year I see it more on GR20 maybe in Corsica, but this time crossing the whole island. Second category is work. Meeting sales targets, finding a new member of the team, or simply to increase efficiency. These are normal goals of manager. Every year is the same. The year 2022 seems to me to be a good year for change. How about focusing on fulfilling my own potential? If not me, then who? If not now, then when? Third category is personal development. I always read more books, listen to at least one podcast a week, or do at least one LinkedIn training a month. I didn't read many books last year, but I did create one, so I will balance it out again this year. What about 10? It seems like a doable number. 4 is pleasure. People often forget about this category in their planning. In my case, it's the center of everything. Happy wife, happy life. When wife is happy, so is everyone around her. It is necessary to plan pleasure, whether small or big. The main thing is not to rely on others and make things more pleasant for ourselves. For me, this category, there is always something about dancing and traveling. And then other things that I keep rather for myself. Fifth category is power of letter. This category is new since last year, but just as important as the others. Last year, it was in the spirit of the book and the blog. And what's planned for this one? You must stay tuned, as I am not going to spoil all surprises. What are your plans for 2023?